Hey guys, Dawn here. Today I'm back to making thank you cards. I wanted to make something that would be for a guy. I don't really seem to make a lot of cards for men, but this card could be used for a male or a female, really. I was in the mood to do some quick watercoloring and I wanted to use my Distress Oxide inks. Believe it or not, I love to paint with them and they work just as good as paint. I'm using minimal supplies for this card. As you know, I like to do that sometimes. I'm using the Thank you so much die and the speckled background red rubber stamp, and that's it. So let's get started. I'm going to use my Misty stamping tool to stamp the background. I take out the foam insert because the red rubber stamp is so thick and this helps to give it a good impression. I put down some removable tape to hold it in place. I'm using the Ranger watercolor paper and I'm using the flat side, but you could use either side of the paper, it doesn't matter. I place the paper over the removable tape and then I put the red rubber stamp over the paper and close the Misty. I'm going to put a light amount of fog colored dye ink down on the red rubber stamp. I'm not looking to make the speckles dark. I just want a very light shade of them. Next, I'm going to paint with my Distress Oxide inks. I'm using Twisted Citron, Tumbled Glass, and Squeezed Lemonade. I start by putting some Twisted Citron on my glass media mat. I use a little bit of water and mix it around, and then I'm just going to paint a line at the top of the paper over the speckled dots. Now, you would think the Oxide inks would cover the speckled dots, but if you use dye ink, it kind of acts like a heat embossing almost. And the Distress Oxide ink doesn't color the fog ink, and you can see the fog ink under the Distress Oxide. So it makes it perfect to add a little something extra to the front of the card rather than just painting lines on some white cardstock. Once I have that line done, I do the same thing with the Squeezed Lemonade. Now, if you want the colors darker and more vibrant, I would use less water. The more water you use, the lighter the color will be on the paper. And then I bring in the tumbled glass and I just keep repeating the process until the paper is covered. I rinse my brush off in between colors, but I don't take great care to get all the color off the brush. If the colors get mixed a little bit, I think it kind of adds to the look of the card. I wasn't going for perfect, and I'm not trying to make the lines straight or anything either. That's what's so great about this card. It's so quick and easy to make, and you can totally mass produce these cards. You could even use pinks and purples to make it more for a girl if you wanted to. These are great to have on hand if you need to have a quick thank you card for someone. And what's great about this design is you can even switch out the sentiment and make it a birthday card. You can make it a congrats you did it card or just a generic hello card, and then you just write something in the middle. While my card front is drying, I die cut 3 of the thank you so much sentiments from black cardstock. I'm going to stack them on top of each other, and I'm not going to show me doing all the words since it's pretty basic. I'm just going to do one of them for you. I'm just gluing all 3 of the words together to add some dimension to the front of the card since it's a fairly simple card. Me personally, I don't like the look of a flat card. I think by adding dimension, it really brings up the card to like a whole new level. Okay, now that my card front is dry, I cut a piece of fog cardstock to 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, and I cut the painted panel down to 4 by 5 1/4, and I have a piece of white craft foam to fit behind the card front. This will add even more dimension to the card, and I just adhere the craft foam to the back of the card front. And then I'm going to adhere the card front onto the fog cardstock. And then I'll just adhere the entire card front to an A2 sized white card base. Then I'm just going to line up the sentiment where I want it to go on the front of the card. I find this helps me to make sure it's straight. And then I'm just pick up each sentiment one at a time, and then I'm just going to adhere it in place. I'm using my favorite confetti from This Calls for Confetti. I'm using the black matte today. I'm just randomly putting the confetti on the card, and then I just adhere it to my card with my glue and my jewel picker. And to finish off my card, I decided to put some clear Wink of Stella on the sentiment. I feel like the Wink of Stella really steps up a card and really brings it to the next level. Plus, I felt like the glitter on the sentiment went really nice with the speckled background. I feel like the two kind of complemented each other. I don't know if you can see how much shine the sentiment has. It really looks nice in person though. And that's going to complete my card for today. This card was fun and super quick to make. I would love for you to leave a comment below and let me know what you think of the card. And if you like the video, please give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. As always, I want to thank you for spending your time with me, and I hope you have a wonderful day.